Welcome to a new Team CGC 9.8 video. And before we get started, just if you are a comic book investor or if you just like hearing someone rant about comic books every day, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And so getting into it today, I wanted to talk about an issue that is an affordable issue, and for a lot of reasons right now, mainly sort of the building Batman hype, and like Robert Pattinson being named the new Batman as well, being sort of a younger actor. One issue came to mind that could get hot in that kind of environment. So the issue I was thinking about, it's Batman number 404. So obviously the year one storyline begins in this issue. It's also the first appearance of modern Catwoman. And yeah, you got a cool cover. Nice eye-catching cover. So yeah, a few reasons why, a couple reasons why I think sort of some pop culture events are starting to happen with Batman. Obviously, the Joker movie is coming out in October, I believe, and Robert Pattinson just being named the new Batman, and likely next year, late next year, maybe the year after that, the Batman movie will be coming out. And yeah, before we get into some of those reasons though, I'll just let you know about the CGC Census on this one. 28% of all graded copies of Batman 404 are 9.8s, not white pages. So it's not really a rare issue in the 9.8, and that's somewhat reflected in the price. There's 527 9.8s on the CGC Census in the blue label, and that's quite a lot with that 28% ratio. That's not a very rare ratio. So, just for some context, like Amazing Spider-Man 238, the first Hobgoblin, is 8% of graded copies are 9.8s, where this is 28%. So obviously, back in the day or whatever it might have been, Batman collectors kind of stockpiled this issue and kept it in really good shape and got a lot graded. And you could kind of you kind of see why. It's got a really iconic cover. Obviously, being year one, part one, it's sort of like the origin story of Batman. And yeah, that's mainly why. I'm not sort of recommending this as an investment right now because it's rare in the 9.8 or any reason for that. This video is a bit more of a speculation video on Robert Pattinson becoming Batman and the Batman movie likely being, just by, obviously it's just sort of rumors right now, but my feeling about it is a lot of year one vibes. Robert Pattinson being young in general, so that's gonna sort of hint at possibly an origin story. The Joker movie, he's not sort of battling Batman in the Joker movie, it seems, all the time. It's more of an origin story and why the Joker is who he is type deal, how he became the Joker. And I think the Batman movie will be similar to that, so it'll be young Batman, not quite Batman Begins because that's already happened obviously, but yeah, I could see the Batman movie sort of being a origin story, and year one part one, a great Batman origin. And luckily the issue is not really expensive, and yeah, sort of for those reasons. I mean, I think because this is such a cool cover, I think if it had a CGC ratio that was 10% or 11%, it would be a lot more money. But yeah, for some reason this issue, collectors were able to keep it in really good shape and had a lot graded, and there's a lot of 9.8s out there, which is kind of good because it makes it easier to find. And this could be a situation with the Batman movie not coming out for at least a year, I would say, where maybe you could pick up 1, 2, maybe even 3 copies of these, and we'll get into prices later, but maybe you could pick up 1, 2, 3 copies of these right now when the Batman movie comes out, possibly sell each copy for maybe $100 more. I mean, personally, I have one 9.8 white pages. I'm looking for another one. I also have a really nice ungraded raw copy that's probably like a 9.6, I would say. It's yeah, there's just a couple little nicks in it, but A pretty easy book to find in a high grade. So yeah, it could be a bit of an opportunity right now where you could pick up a couple of these and maybe sell them in when the movie comes out into the movie for maybe $100 more or something. I don't see this really catapulting in value or going up a lot, because collectors know that it's not very rare in the 9.8s, and collectors know that it's certainly one of those, I would say, like an entry-level Batman issue. And yeah, even for me, I think this was one of the first 5 or 10 CGC 9.8s I purchased. And yeah, so we'll talk about prices a little bit. For this book, I ended up paying $150 US all in. So taxes included and shipping as well included. So yeah, I mean, you could say probably $130 US plus $20 shipping. I did purchase it within Canada, so I didn't have to pay any like border fees or anything like that. So that's kind of what I'm looking for now, is another one of these in Canada. And yeah, you know what, there was maybe 3-4 months ago now, there was a really good auction in Canada that I should have took advantage of, and I believe it ended up selling for about 125 US. This being about 4 months ago, Batman 404. Probably should have picked that one up. So I'm still on the lookout again here for another auction. And yeah, you want to be careful with this issue right now for buy it nows, because I could see, right now I'm seeing some inflated buy it nows, but the closer the Batman movie comes out, and I think the closer some of the hype picks up, you're going to see a lot of these being, popping on the internet for like maybe 300 US or 250 US, so that 100 or 150 above. So even right now, I would watch out for that. Personally, I would look for like a 1-week auction on this, and hopefully you could pick it up for like 125 US. That's going to be about the best price for this, 125 US dollars. I paid about $150 all in, which I think is a really good price. With kind of shipping and everything in Canada, I'm always worried about bringing it over the border, having some fees, and possibly the border people ripping open the package and damaging it. So I'm willing to pay, like in this case, maybe an extra 10 or 20 bucks. But right now on the net, there are a lot of buy it nows for this issue in the sort of 175, just getting over $200 range. So there's certainly people trying to get a top dollar for this issue right now. But personally, because this issue isn't very rare, what I would do in this environment, I would wait for an auction. I would purchase that, maybe in the next couple months, you can maybe grab 1 or 2. And then going into the Batman movie late next year, possibly, I don't believe they've made a release date. I think, you can maybe sell one then for a little bit more, just hold, it certainly would be awesome just to hold on to these and kind of enjoy the price increase. And, this issue is quite iconic, and like I said, you have year 1 storyline begins, first modern Catwoman, so there's definitely some tangible reasons to have this issue, and it should do well over time, at least sort of hold its value. But if you wanted to kind of be a bit savvy about it, I think there could be an opportunity to maybe pick up 2 or 3 of these, maybe sell 1 or 2 when the movie hype is on and it's big, sell 1 or 2 for maybe $100 more than you paid for it, and maybe keep 1 or 2 for yourself for the long term. And yeah, for me, I think I'm going to attempt to pick up another one. So I'll have 2 9.8s and then a nice rough copy as well. And that'll probably be it for me. I don't believe I'll be selling any next year. Yeah, my plan is to sort of hold on to these for at least 10 years, I would say. And possibly after that, just sort of have my own kind of eBay store and selling comics, later on as a bit of a hobby. But yeah, you know what? Right now, the good thing about this issue, it's affordable. It's pretty easy to find. Next year you're gonna have, well, you know, in October you're gonna have the Joker movie, so that's a little bit of Batman hype too. But next year you're really gonna get into the hype. And Robert Pattinson being so young, I'm getting year one vibes out of you know, some of the rumors going around. There are a lot of villains in it apparently, so that's, you know, I don't think it's gonna be like you know, Batman Year One, the movie, or anything like that. There already is the animated movie, which is a really awesome animated movie. Yeah, hopefully in that Batman movie they have like a Commissioner Gordon that's like a complete badass, like in Batman Year One, the movie. But yeah, for a lot of reasons, I think, especially if you are an entry-level collector, maybe you're a new collector, this is a really good issue to grab right off the bat. And it's just an awesome cover. Obviously, everyone knows, you know, Bruce Wayne's parents were murdered, and that's a lot of why we love Batman, is because he's got issues. You know, he's pretty much a normal guy with a lot of issues, and that's why we love him. So this is, you know, I think over time is going to be an iconic cover no matter what. It's going to hold its value. But, you know, maybe in the next year with this Batman movie with Robert Pattinson being so young, it's looking like it's going to be like an origin story. So I think year one is could get a little boost off of that, possibly. So yeah, one to keep in mind if you're a Batman fan, or you know, I know some people like to sort of play the movie game where, you know, if they know a movie's coming out, they'll sort of wait till the initial hype calms down after like the initial announcements of the movie. And I think right now, sort of Robert Pattinson being announced as Batman like maybe a week or two ago, that hype was kind of peaking, you know, maybe a week, or even now I could say it's peaking, so maybe wait a couple weeks till the Batman hype just simmers down, there's not a lot of headlines, maybe you could pick up one of these for an affordable price. And yeah, as I said, Robert Pattinson is young, it looks like it's going to be an origin kind of story, sort of like a year one. So yeah, definitely keep this on your list if you're a Batman fan. If you're a new collector, I'd totally recommend it as a new collector as well. And yeah, so you're looking at, yeah, $125 to $150 US for this issue. But that's all today for today's video. Thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. Got a lot more of my collection here, a lot more video ideas, and so many ideas to kick around. And hopefully I can do about 5 or 6 videos a week with the time I have and sort of with my collection and everything. But if you like the video, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video.